Hello everybody, I am Syed on Maths Online. Today's topic is Poisson distribution. We'll take few examples on the Poisson distribution. So the first example is fit a Poisson distribution for the following data and calculate the theoretical frequencies. So the values of x are given and the value of the frequency f is given. Probability distribution f of x to be equals to, it is m power of x e power of minus of m divided by x factorial, where here the value of m represents the mean. So now if you want to calculate the value of mean mu, whenever x and f, when x and the frequency f are given, you can calculate the value of the mean to be equals to this basic formula that you have for mean mu to be equals to summation of fx divided by summation of f. So here again you need to multiply this f into x over here. Just multiply and sum up these values. You will be getting 122 into 0. It is 122 times of 0 plus 60 times of 1 plus 15 times of 2 plus 2 times of 3 plus 1 times of 4. So just multiply f into x and just add it. Whole divided by summation of f. So you need to just add all these values of f. So it is 122 plus 60 plus 15 plus 2 plus 1. Just evaluate this value. Are you getting the value to be 0.5? So the mean mu value that we have got to be 0.5. So the mean mu is nothing but 0.5. But mean mu is that in the case of the Poisson distribution is m. So but the value of mean mu is nothing but m. Because mu is 0.5, the value of m will also be equals to 0.5. So now if you try to plug in this value back over here in the probability function, p of x will be equals to m power of x in this case. So m value is 0.5, you will be getting 0.5 to the power of x into e power of minus m, so minus 0.5 divided by x factorial. So we have got the probability function. Now he is asking us to find out the theoretical frequency. If you observe over here, he is asking us to find out the theoretical frequency. So while discussing the binomial distribution, I have already told you how to calculate the theoretical frequency. So the theoretical frequency can be written as f of x will be equals to, it is total multiplied by p of x. So what is the total? How to calculate the total? So total you can calculate by taking the frequency. So f frequency total, if you take, just is 122. So the summation you already written over here. So see what is the summation you get. So it is 122 plus 60. So f value 122 plus 60 plus 15 plus 2 plus 1. Try to calculate its sum. So are you getting the sum to be equals to 200? So that gives you the total value. So 200. So frequency f of x will be, it is 200 times of p of x value. So it is 200 times of your p of x value is 0.5 to the power of x e power of minus 0.5 divided by x factorial. Now if you try to see the values of x that are given are 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we'll try to plug in this over here. Let us take this as equation number 1. Suppose if I take the value of x to be equals to 0, then we get f of 0 to be equals to, it is 200 times of, it is 0.5 to the power of x is 0 into e power of, it is minus of 0.5 divided by 0 factorial. You can just evaluate this value. Are you getting the value to be equals to 61? Approximate value you can take. Are you getting its value to be 121? That is right. Now take the value of x to be equals to 1. So we'll be getting f of 1 to be equals to 200 times of, it is 0.5 to the power of 1 into e power of minus 0.5 divided by 1 factorial. Evaluate this value. Are you getting to be equals to 61? You can take the approximate. If it is a decimal also, you can convert that into the whole number. Now let us take x is equals to 2. Suppose if we take x is equals to 2, we will be getting f of 2 to be equals to, it is 200 times of, it is 0.5 to the power of 2 into e power of minus of 0.5 divided by 2 factorial. So evaluate this value. Are you getting it to be equals to 15? Then you have x is equals to 3. Then f of 3 will be equals to 200 times of, it is 0.5 to the power of 3 into e power of minus of 0.5 divided by 3 factorial. So check out what will be the approximate solution. If it is 3, then it is right. Then take x is equals to 4. So f of 4 will be equals to, it is 200 times of 0.5 to the power of 4 into e power of minus of 0.5 divided by 4 factorial. Evaluate this one. Are getting the value to be equals to 0 approximately. Even if you are getting like 0.11 in that case also, you can approximate that value to be equals to 0. Therefore, your theoretical frequency will be equals to or 121, 61, 15, 3 and 0. So those are the theoretical frequencies. The number of accidents per day as recorded in a textile industry over a period of 400 days is given. Fit a Poisson distribution for the data and calculate the theoretical frequencies. So x value here, x represents the number of accidents per day. So you can write down number of accidents per day. We'll take it as x over here. The mean mu or m in this case, so the mean mu or m will be equals to, the basic formula for mean mu is nothing but summation of fx divided by summation of f. So again we can calculate f into x as 173 into 0 plus 168 into 1 plus 37 into 2 plus 18 into 3 plus 3 into 4 plus 1 into 5. We just multiplied f into x divided by summation of f. So you have to add the f value, that is 173 plus 168 plus 37 plus 18 plus 3 plus 1. You can just evaluate this value and see which will be equals to, are you getting the value to be 0.7825. If that is the case, the mean mu for the Poisson distribution will be m. So therefore we will be taking mean mu or m will be equals to 0.7825. Then if you consider the Poisson distribution probability function formula, so we have p of x to be equals to m power of x e power of minus of m divided by x factorial. So you can just plug in the value of m. So m value is 0.7825 to the power of x into e power of minus 0.7825 whole divided by x value x factorial. If you want, you can calculate this value separately, e power of minus 0.7825, and see how much you are getting. Are you getting approximately the value to be equals to 0.4573? Now we'll go for the theoretical frequency. So theoretical frequency f of x will be equals to total into p of x. So what will be the total in this case? So if you want to calculate the total, you need to just add all these values. 173 plus 168 plus 37 plus 37 plus 18 plus 3 plus 1. So just add all these values and see how much you'll be getting. Are you getting the value to be equals to 400? So therefore the total will be 400 times of p of x value, which will be equals to, it is, I've already calculated this one, e power, its value is point, so let us first write down that value, 0.4573, that is e power value written. Then you have, it is 0.7825, that is to the power of x, this value, and whole divided by x factorial, and this is 400 as it is. So we have got the value of f of x, 400 times of this p of x value. So now here for different values of x, what are the values of x? If you see the table, the values of x are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are the values of x from the table. So if I take this as say equation number 1, so for the values of x is equals to 0, what will be f of 0? So just plug in the value of x to be 0. So 400 times of 0.4573 into 0.7825 to the power of 0. It is whole divided by 0 factorial. Let's just evaluate this value. We can find out the approximate value in this case. Are we getting the approximate value to be equals to 183? Just check it out. Even if you get decimal values, round it off and make it as a whole number. For x is equals to 1, what will be f of 1? That is 400 times of, it is 0.4573 into 0.7825 whole power of 1 divided by 1 factorial. Again the approximate value will be 143. For x is equals to 2, you can check out, f of 2 will be equals to, it is 400 times of 0.4573 into 0.7825 whole power of 2 divided by 2 factorial. Its value, let us check, 56. Then x is equals to 3, f of 3 will be equals to 400 times of 0.4573 into 0.7825 whole cube divided by 3 factorial. Check this solution. Is it 15? Then x is equals to 4, f of 4 will be equals to, it is 400 times of 0.4573 into 0.7825, that is whole power of how much, 4 divided by 4 factorial. Check out, are you getting this value to be equals to 3? Then you have x is equals to 5. So f of 5 will be equals to, it is 400 times of 0.4573 into 0.7825 whole power of 5 whole divided by 5 factorial. Are you getting the value to be equals to 0? You might be getting point something, maybe 0.123 or so on. So if you round it off, you might get 0. So therefore the theoretical frequency will be theoretical frequencies. So the first value is 183, the next is 143, 56, 15, 3 and 0. Let us move on to the next question. The number of accidents in a year to taxi driver in a city follows a Poisson distribution with mean 3. Out of 1000 taxi drivers, find approximately the number of drivers with no accident in a year, more than 3 accidents in a year. So if you try to observe over here, the mean is given. Mean, in the case of the Poisson distribution, mean is taken as m, so m will be equals to 3. Then your Poisson distribution function p of x will be equals to m power of x e power of minus of m divided by x factorial. That will be equals to, the value of m is 3, so 3 power of x e power of minus of 3 divided by x factorial. If you want, you can calculate the value of e power of minus of 3 and see, are you getting approximately its value to be equals to 0.05. So if you try to rewrite this, it becomes 0.05 e power of minus 3 into you have 3 power of x divided by x factorial. So this is the value of p of x. Further he says us to calculate find approximately the number of drivers. So whenever you want to calculate the total number of drivers, you have to go for the theoretical frequency. So therefore your theoretical frequency will be f of x will be equals to, so what are the total number of taxi drivers? The total 1000 taxi drivers are there, therefore f of x will be nothing but 1000 times of it is p of x, which will be equals to, it is 1000 times of p of x value is 0.05 into 3 power of x divided by x factorial, or if you want you can just multiply this 1000 with 0.05 and see are you getting the value to be 50. So 50 into 3 power of x divided by x factorial. Now as in the previous problem, table is not given, so two results are given. No accidents in a year. Suppose if I represent x to be the number of accidents, if I am considering that to be equals to x, so no accidents in a year. So there are no accidents means the value of x will be equals to 0. So no accidents is the first case that you have. No accidents. No accidents. So no accidents will represent the value of x will be equals to 0. Take this as equation 1. Put the value of x as 0 over here. You will be getting f of 0 to be equals to, it is 50 times of 3 power of 0 divided by 0 factorial, which is nothing but 50 itself. So what does this represents? No accidents in a year. Find approximately the number of drivers with no accidents. So how many such drivers are there? There are 50 drivers which have not faced any accident in a year. The second case, we need to calculate the probability when x is greater than 3. So if it is greater than 3, possibility is that there are 3 accidents. Alright, there are 3 accidents, 4 accidents, 5 accidents, so on. How many drivers are 1000 taxi drivers are there? So up to 1000 you need to calculate. That is highly impossible for us to calculate. So we'll do the other way. So 0 accidents, 1 accidents, and 2 accidents, 3 accidents. So if I go in the reverse way, what we want is greater than 3. So greater than 3 means from 4 onwards up to 1000 is there. So we know that p plus q will be equals to 1. So the probability, the sum of all this probability will always be equals to 1. This result we already know. So what we'll try to do is, we'll go in the other way. Probability when the value of x is greater than, this can be written as 1 minus all the probabilities that we have. Probabilities, if you go in the reverse way, greater than 3, the opposite of greater than 3 will be less than 3. And because equals to is not there, we'll try to maintain equals to over here. So you can write 1 minus probability of x less than or equals to 3. So you can calculate 1 minus probability when x is less than or equals to 3, which will be nothing but 1 minus. So if you write down less than or equals to 3, you'll be getting 0, 1, 2 and 3 is included. So you'll be getting p of 0 plus p of 1 plus p of 2 plus p of 3. So we'll try to calculate all these values over here. So it is 1 minus p of 0. So in this equation number 1, we'll try to put the value of x to be 0. So it is 50 times of 3 power of 0 divided by 0 factorial. Next value, x is 1. So 50 times of 3 power of 1 divided by 1 factorial. Next 2, so 50 times of 3 power of 2 divided by 2 factorial. Next, when x is 3, you'll be getting 50 times of 3 power of 3 divided by 3 factorial. Just try to evaluate this value and see how much you are getting. Are you getting this value to be equals to 0.35? So approximate value of that p will be 0.35. So therefore now if I take the theoretical frequency, f of x will be equals to, it is 1000 times of this p value, p of x. In this case it is p of x is greater than 3. So it is 1000 times of how much you have? 1000 times of 0.35. So if you try to multiply this one, you will be getting 350. So therefore there are 350 drivers with more than 3 accidents in a year. That's all I have for today. Thank you.